Hello and welcome to a mini tutorial of Papa Raptor Does Studio One. Today we're revisiting extending a jam track. We already did one video on this, but this is actually a little more refined version, and it's one of those cases where as soon as you figure out something and commit it, you find that there's an easier way, or at least a faster way to get it done. So without rehashing a lot of the same information that we had in there, we're going to launch right into Studio One. And we're going to select a new song, and we'll use an empty song template. We're going to use the same track that we used for the original one. It's Griff Hamlin's Let Your Hair Down, Baby, from his Ultimate Blues Jam Tracks. Our tempo, we know, is 138 beats per minute. Again, because we did it once before, so we don't need to go relearn that again. So we'll take this and we'll find the beginning of the track. Okay, here, if I remember correctly, is your first beat. Yes, it is. So that little mark right there, now we can't quite hit it because our snapping is turned on. So let's turn snapping off, which we did there. And now let's grab the track and actually move that so that it's over here under beat bar number 3. And now we'll turn snapping back on because we have it exactly where we want it to be. And we also know from this track that 3 through 7 is a 4-bar vamp, and so the actual 12-bar form does not start until bar 7. So we're going to come over here, and just so I can remember it, I'm going to mark that, and I'm going to say begin 12-bar or main. And again, we have to invoke some higher math here. We'll go from the 7th bar out through the very last bar that we want. But in reality, I know that this beginning track sounds a little different at the turnaround than the rest of the track does. So instead of being at 7, I'm going to go to bar 19, and that's where I'm actually going to start my my loop that I'm going to copy and paste back into the system. So let's take this. We'll just go down here from using the range tool, which is the top half of the cursor in most situations, or if you have the compound tool turned off, you'll have to select the range tool separately. But we'll start right here, and we will highlight the area from bar 19 through bar 91, and then we will double click. And what we've done is very quickly separated this song into 3 separate parts. We have our beginning on the far left, which is the count in and the first 12 bars. Then we have the main body of the song. And then we have the ending, which is the final 12 bars. We don't need the ending, and I'll show you why. Because it's actually right here, hidden underneath. What we do when we take an event is we are actually just cutting a section of it out. The beginning and end are still there. It's just we're not going to use them. So we've gone from bar 19 through bar 91. And we'll just shrink this down so you can really see what happens. And from here, we simply hit duplicate, which you can hit with a right click. Oh, excuse me, you have to have the cursor in there. With a right click, you can duplicate there, or you can simply just hit, as long as it's selected, you can hit D, and it will duplicate it, and it will butt it right up against the previous copy. And you can do that again and again and again until you get out and make the track as long as you want it to be. In this case, we're at 10 minutes, 55 seconds. We'll do one more, and then we'll take this last copy and we'll stretch it out, and that's our ending. Simple as that. So what we have here is we start at the beginning, we repeat, we have 1 12-bar, 2 12 bars, 3 12 bars, 4 12 bars, 5 12 bars, and the final one. We're done. That's all we need to do. Let's just see exactly what happened here. Let's go copy this, which is one of the edited sections, and let's create a new track. We'll add a stereo track. And we don't have to be in any one particular location. We are not trying to sync it up with this or anything else. It's just for demonstration purposes. And we'll paste right here. And what you'll hear is, if you listen, we'll mute this, the original main track, and listen to what we have. All right, it comes in exactly at the beginning of the sequence, and we'll move over here to the end. But what we really have is, we've actually got the whole original song right here. We've just told it to only look at that one section of it. So it does make the process a little bit easier. Let's remove this track because we really don't need it. That was just a show. And we have our endpoints, which I already moved over here. I'll zoom in a little bit so I make sure I don't clip the end of it off. And since we have snapping on it, it wants to be a little bit beyond that, which is fine. And we'll do the export. We'll do an export mixdown. We'll put that into the folder that I'm working with. And what do we call this? Let your hair down? And we want it as an MP3. We don't want between loop. We want begin, start, and end marker. And click OK. We're done. It's that simple. That's all there is to it. And when we're done, we have essentially the same track that we did before, but in probably about half the processing time. I hope you enjoyed this update, and yeah, we'll see you soon.